100. Yeah, I get what I want, don't need no genie. This right here a ticket, ain't no beanie. Every time they see me, now they froze. No, there ain't a thing that you can't teach me. Rest in peace to Feeny. Got my own Topanga at the show. I ain't at the top, but I feel close to it. Got the speakers knocking, now these doors they keep on opening. Got too many yes men in your circle, how you supposed to win? If I play this for my girl and she don't like it, I ain't posting it. Whoa, rap game is the beast, popping up on those screens. Laptop in a dream, top notch with the keys. Wait, blast off at a reach, hopscotching on beats. Cause I just keep stepping on squares, these numbers increase. Whoa, yeah, baby no money in corner, there's baby no price. Okay, right, yeah, that sounded nice. Baby no price, roll up the tongue, I'm saying it twice. Me falling off, keep wishing, tried to grant me 3 wishes. But look, I get what I want, don't need no genie.
Welcome, come well, and come hard, because today we're doing a difficult one, a difficult quest. Not really. It's difficult to live without doing the quest, you know what I'm saying? Discipline style shit, you know? So, we're back to expanding our item bag over here, playing as Anna, the wonderful psychic sage from Earthbound Zero. And today, while we're going through these quests, it's just some random, you know, we'll be bouncing back between this town and Gillette, the town that I was just at, with our 2 bag boys, our 2 little bag boys, our little bag beta boys. We love them. We love them. And these quests are fun. You just gotta run around a lot. So I would recommend, like I said, it's pretty hard to do this game without these item bag quests because picking up stuff is fun. And you need to pick up a lot of shit if you want money. And I do want money. I do like money. Do you like money? If you like money, I would recommend doing these quests. But, my friend, let's wait till we get to version 2 to do them, which is why I waited until a little bit through version 2. I think we're almost done with version 2 now, but you gotta wait because that Mega Zoomstone quest that we did a long time ago would be very helpful for this one. I mean, of course, you can just set your Zoomstones here and warp back and forth, but having the Mega Zoomstone, since you don't have to set it to these 2 specific towns, very helpful. So anyways, that's what we're doing today. Just running back and forth, picking up some stuff, killing some monsters to get the right materials for the bags that they're gonna make. And I hope you guys enjoy the little tutorials for today. Our little podcast enlightenment pyramid here is going towards more of like, not the war, you know, we're not talking about a war, but a general separation of the sexes, because I feel like in the modern age, guys don't really want to be guys and girls want to be guys for some reason, you know, and we'll get into that more deep as I delve into this topic. But in general, that's what I want to discuss today. You know, we're going to expand our capacity of understanding for the gender war. Because, like, once again, I don't really feel like it is a war. It is a general separation of the sexes. I mean, like, we are 2 different kinds of things, but at the end of the day, we're both human. So I understand why there's been sort of a disconnect between the human side of being a man and just the general masculinity of it. So let's get into that, guys. My first statement that I want to say on this, right, is like, in general, my opinions and perspectives are mine alone, and I wouldn't adhere for you to take on my opinions. Just, you know, this is a thinking channel. I'm never gonna say my word is final, and you must listen to me because I am smart black man. But what I will say is that you should fully take this on as a real, truthful, authentic take. I'm not just saying this bullshit to say this bullshit. I really do think this stuff, at least now, you know, in the holy year of 2025, we're on the wonderful day, 69 today. Because I do pre-record these fairly far into the future. I don't know when I'm going to upload this, but I hope you are having a good day wherever I upload this on. But yeah, I have the opinion that guys are here to make us feel good on the inside, and girls are here to look good on the outside, externally. And that's generally why we were put on Earth. The general reasons for everything. And of course, there are nuances to this. There are certainly girls that can make you feel good on the inside. There are certainly guys that look very, aesthetically pleasing to some people. But I think in general, the reason why the source or God or whatever religion you want to adhere to, the reason why they put us on this earth, some basics as to that, right? And in the modern area, of course, misogyny, I hear a lot of you furiously typing on your keyboards. Misogyny is going to lead us to believe that's fucking terrible. How dare you reduce women to just pretty things to look at? You disgusting person. We're so much more than that. And you are. And I think guys are so much more than just building things, giving you money, making you feel good on the inside, telling you how amazing you are. I think guys are more than that too. But in the end, this is what we were built for. You see, the thing is, structurally, mentally, the weighted load of other people's problems are harder to deal with for girls. Now, for guys, we are built to handle the problems of a lot of people at once, just for no fucking reason. That's just how we're mentally structured. We can take on a lot of different problems, compartmentalize them, and structure our way of life into solving, each problem systematically because of the logical structure of our brains, our brainage gamage. But it's not that I've actually been in the brain of this feeling creature, but from what I've heard from over the barn there, a lot of what dictates the perspective of a woman or of a female is their feelings on the moment and how they interact with that. And me as a guy, a lot of what shapes my perspective in the moment, me personally, is not externally what I see, but more of what plans or actions I see being taken. Like what movement is going on in the area, essentially. That's outside of myself, because I know me, like a lot of other guys, we just kind of ignore our feelings and we look for our perspective or what we should go by from our environment. This leads to a lot easier problem solving methods for guys, because when you're not looking to solve a problem from the inward and you're looking to solve it from the outward, I don't know, generally the results are more externally visible. Like working out, whatever the fuck. And in general, I don't mean to be that Debbie Downer kind of guy for all my great thinkers here, because this is a thinking channel. But in general, how you solve your problems is not by thinking about them. It's about taking action. It's about movement. It's about, just doing the wrong thing, even though it may be the wrong thing. It's a thing you did to move forward. And a lot of guys just intrinsically understand this, like something just tells them in their heart, it's like God, it's source, it's something, right? But for girls, it's like a different thing. When they have a problem and no one's there to help them solve it, not only is it very easy to find that community to ruminate over it in, but it's also very easy for the female to sort of resolve into their own feelings and make themselves feel better that the problem is there in general. Just problem is still there, but now I feel better about it, so it's okay. And I'm not saying everybody does this, of course. But in general, for me and for a lot of my male compadres, it doesn't really matter how we feel about a specific issue, We're still going to try and solve it in some way. We're still going to try to make it to that solution, and of course, feeling bad about it's not going to help us. But depending on what the problem is, I feel like, the good or bad feelings on it won't really affect your state of getting it done. Which is what masculinity should be, you know, no matter what, you just gotta, you know, the work at hand has to be finished in some way. But that's the problem with modern society, because people want the masculinity parts of getting shit done and being accomplished and having the results. But people don't actually want to put in the masculine effort of doing all this shit without people constantly validating you and applauding you and loving you and hugging you and kissing you on the lips. At the end of the day, we're all just kind of trying to escape from things. Escape from our own realities of life. Because none of us chose to be here. Nobody, you know, in the womb, in your mom's belly, they just signed a paper, be like, yeah, no, I want to come out this body, and I want to do this with my life. Yeah, So we didn't choose to fucking be here, guys. Right? So I completely understand, you know, the fear over the lack of quote unquote agency over your own life. But if you're scared from that perceived lack of control, I am here to scare you even more and let you know that you will never be in control, because you never were, you know? Like if you were in control, you could have just decided to not be born. You could have just been like, you know what? I'm good. I'm gonna sit this one out. You know, I'll play the next one. You know, if I have one time out for this, you keep it on the bench, coach. You know what I'm saying? Like, we can't do that. We can't fucking do that. There's no way we can do that. Unless you want to check out of life, which, I mean, is an option. I just like good endings, though, so it's gonna take a minute for me to take my rest if I want it to be good, and of course I do. I mean, everything else in my life is fucking fantastic, right? So has to be good. Has to be good. The problem is when we feel this emptiness in our life from the lack of control, a lot of people don't meet their needs directly, and so they think, oh shit, I need to take from the side that I don't have. And that'll make me feel whole. That's not how it works. That's not how it works. We are divine in each other, and we are better together. We should not take from the other and fully integrate it into ourselves. You know, we have to share. We have to share. That's the only way it works. It's the only way it works. But I feel like a lot of people are going too deep into the self-help. Me especially. But you know, I have to dial it back. It's not even self-help for me anymore. It's self-alignment. Because at a certain point, you're not helping yourself. You know, you're not helping yourself. It's just you and God working together towards whatever goal it is. It's like, you know, at a certain point in your job where your coworker is just like, okay, you know, training phase is over. I'm gonna be there to answer your questions, but you know, let's get it. You know what the drill is. You know what the drill is. And that's the main thing. A lot of people overcomplicate this shit or go too ham in it, you know? Like you have to do things, like I said, every fucking day. Routines are so helpful for us, especially guys, girls, humans. I don't know, man. Routines can definitely help reduce stress, reduce anxiety. It'll make your life boring. It'll make you super lonely. You know, you may get stir crazy. You may start running into walls. But the thing is, guys, the routine, just having something that you naturally go back to, it's truly magical, because you'll see the growth just from doing that one thing over and over again. You'll be like, damn, 6 months ago when I was doing this one thing, it used to take this long, and now it takes 30 minutes less. You know, like it's insane. Or whatever kind of improvement you want to do. Maybe I made like a better song. Maybe I, you know, did like a crazy set that I couldn't finish before. You know, maybe I'm doing more reps. But that confidence will get into you. That confidence will make you believe and allow you to choose your God and listen to your own courage. Yeah. We all have to remember that trust is earned with everyone. And that includes yourself. So I can definitely understand the start of such a journey. You know, you can't. Like, how can you trust yourself when you've given yourself all these results in life? You know? How can you do it? It's impossible, really. Which is why I say you have to start completely like minuscule and not feel bad that I'm doing 30 seconds of meditation a day. You know, that I'm doing one jumping jack a day. Yeah, whatever, one push up. I don't care what if I'm opening FL Studio for 5 seconds and then closing it. Whatever it is. The consistency is where it's at. And I like how I talked about the gender war here. Now I'm talking about masculine consistency. But you know, see, these things are intrinsically involved in humans. So I think that's why a lot of just the nature of people is just like bringing us towards this whole everyone is their own person, individuation kind of thing. I don't know if that's specifically an American thing either. I know the whole world is definitely very lonely, but yeah, I feel like that's what's bringing us more towards it. It's just the fact that everybody wants to grow without the work, without the consistency, and they want all these masculine traits. It's like, why? Why do people want this power? I've realized with great power, you just don't fucking want it. I was gonna say the quote, but like, it just sucks. It just sucks. I don't like being responsible. You know, I don't like a bunch of people wanting me to go out every day. I don't like getting constant text about parties every fucking morning. I don't. I thought I did. I thought it was normal to want that. The thing is, it's not. It's not. You know, we're not built for this many interactions, this many relationships, this much information flowing at us constantly. We're not built for this. We're not built for this. We are not. So, always remember, go back to your nature, because it's never going to leave you. It's always going to be around you. You know, we are creatures of habit. And just accept yourself for whatever the fuck that is. I don't care what it is, man. And the people around you probably don't care what it is either. It's a vibe, dog. It's a vibe. It's a vibe 45. And once you find those that love you for who you are, man, woman, something in between, you'll be able to relax a little bit more. You'll be able to breathe less heavy. Indeed. And I feel like that's really what we need, guys. I feel like that's really what we need. Just a little bit of ease of breath, you know? Ease of time. Because I feel like everybody is just stressed out by the most minuscule, unimportant, unnecessary things. And it's like, why? Why are you so stressed? Why are you so stressed? Because we're constantly bombarded with a bunch of bullshit. We get the bullshit bombs. Get the shit bombs. And nobody likes the shit bombs. It's the internet, though. I mean, of course, we can blame it on the internet, but of course, you are interacting with it now. We all have a choice as whether to be on it or not. And I will say there are some places that really don't help you at all, entertainment-wise or anything. They're just vitriol negative spaces to go goon in. Like Twitter, don't go on Twitter. Reddit, don't go on Reddit. Reddit was crazy, man. I remember the whole JB thing back in the day. They eventually got shut off. Reddit was crazy. And this whole cancel culture thing is insane because I feel like this just aged to the whole, you know, gender war and, you know, pedophiles are quote unquote bad. But like, we really don't care about the pedos. It's a social grandstanding thing. You know, people just trying to be holier than thou and get a couple of, what do you call them? Clout. clout cakes or whatever. Clout catches. Grifters. Whatever you want to call these guys. I don't even know if I'm using that term right. I feel like it gets thrown around constantly. But it just aids to the fact that people want to villainize guys for just being guys, you know? Like, are we supposed to not like fertile woman types? Of course, what a lot of people are doing online is sick, but they disguise it behind what the regular guys do, you know? Behind what the not sick fucks do, you know? We're all horny. Nobody's gonna like tell us to stop being horny. As a matter of fact, that is kind of what they're doing now. It's funny enough. At least to stop outwardly being horny. Like, it's so rare to see a guy, like, being accepted for being outwardly pervy in public. Which is funny. I do that a lot. I'm not saying I get accepted for doing it a lot. Just saying that's my personality. You know, I'm like an outwardly pervy, funny guy. You know, you can see it in these videos. I see a lot of fucking weird stuff. But the thing about that is this is just a bunch of scare tactics, you know? Because the thing is, they just want us in fear. And because the whole populace is in fear, because we're only, you know, shown the fearful stuff, they think anybody who even makes a slight rapage joke, terrible person. Awful rhetoric, you know? Even though, in general, most women want to be dominated. I mean, think about it, guys. Most guys want to be dominated, too. I know me. Most times I've even engaged in sex. I didn't plan it. It's mostly a woman thing. I remember one of my first times I ever got head, I was getting a ride home. And then eventually a mouth was on my dick. I was like, what the fuck is going on? What is happening here? Like the fucking tool man. I didn't know what was going on. But it's just the story of life, man. It's just the climate, you know? It goes in ebbs and flows over generations. And right now we're in a female upstreak, so you know all the masculine energy is being given over to them. All the stuff that we used to be able to do naturally, all the racist, sexist shits, it's all being weaponized, and not even in a truthful, genuine way. It's just in a a takedown way, You know, just to destroy people. Good example of this recently. This is about the early June area. Is the whole technicals. I forget what this other fucker's name is. Or the anime guy who made the Deku voices, got into the streamer university. Yeah, there's a controversy with that because they all said he was a pedo. He even said he had sex with a 15-year-old when he was like 20. On top of having a girlfriend who was underage. And all this shit just came out, you know, of course, I'm always so skeptical when shit like this comes out as soon as someone gets accepted into something really popular, and then they have to come out with a statement like, we're not trying to get him canceled, guys. I promise we're not trying to get him canceled. I just want him to take accountability. I'm like, you want to take accountability? Why didn't you have him take accountability fucking years ago? Why is it right now when he's about to get this opportunity? But I don't, whatever, man. The thing is, you just have to call it out and see it for what it is. You know, these are just people. And I'm, of course, not even going to get mad at this guy because he was an immature kid who's learning himself still. You know, he's younger than me. And I still feel like an idiot. Of course, I'm not a guy to, like, post nudes in a group chat. That just feels weird. To me, that feels like I hate group chats in general, and I do take nudes just because girls ask me for them. I know that sounds terrible. It sounds terrible for you unattractive guys. Like, girls ask you for nudes? Yes, often, but that's not the point. The point is that these things should never be gatting out in a group chat with minors in it, you know. And the funny thing is, guys, the dude was still like in the area where he would probably still be hanging out with minors, like in real life, because he was like what, like 18, 19, you know. I don't know about you guys, but I still had like 17, 15-year-old friends. Like, people act like, especially on Twitter, People act like as soon as you turn 18, you are a super strength man. You know, I think Sneeko posted that one meme, but I don't know. I still have slight respect for Sneeko because I just found out about his documentaries not even like a year ago, and I think they're really good. And then his more recent stuff is just stuff that I really don't care to watch because he's just not a good drama YouTuber. Like there are good and bad drama YouTubers, and he's just not a good one. He's not a good one. I like fair and biased commentary, and he different. That's what I'm gonna say. You know, I don't like slander people, but you know, he different. He different. So you can watch him if you want. I do recommend the documentaries that he did back in the day. But yeah, Sneeko posted it, so people really didn't take it too seriously. But I do think that's a good meme for it because why Twitter? As soon as you turn 18, you do not get like super manly muscles and start, you know, paying a mortgage. You grow like a giant beard. You got a 12-inch long that won't fit in any 17-year-olds. Like what the fuck is wrong with you? But the thing is, it's the internet, and with the internet, you get a lot of clout from weaponizing the pedo. And I don't know why, pedo or lolly, like so much clout from weaponizing that shit. And I really do think it's girls wanting to be more manly, wanting to be more guys, you know? Because they can't go back to that. They can't go back to that, and so they see it as an inherent attack against their sexuality. That you know, they're off the market for what apparently the all guys want, you know, quote unquote. And I know it's not all guys. I'm certainly a rare breed who likes you know, flatter chested women. And for the longest time, because of the whole climate, I was like, oh god, I'm a horrible person. I need to cut my pee-pee off. I was like, no, man. We're all attracted to different things. You know, I'm just attracted to tiny white girls, and you know, it just leads me to a very strange area in my life. You know, maybe I'll have a little harem one day. Who knows? Who knows? But yeah, it does lead me to very strange places in my life. I'll tell you that. A lot of things people will tell you or, you know, explain to you would be awful on the internet. But in real life, shit is less complicated. Shit is far less complicated. I'm not saying it's all black and white. I'm saying there are different gray areas, and often this is gonna be year of the truth 2025. Often when it is black and white, you'll realize soon as possible. You know, inherently, I'm not really about the whole altruistic, one all be all shit on anything really, unless it's violence. You know, unless it's inherently you're just trying to kill someone. You know, then I'll do it. But the fact is, a lot of people don't grind that skill to be able to see things from different perspectives. Like, you know, of course, I see it from the perspective of, you know, any other person in the world. You know, we're talking about a tall black guy who likes small white girls. That's scary. You know, that's scary. You know, that's a rape situation. But there's more gray to that. There's more gray to that. A lot of us got to realize that we can't deny ourselves. Like the nature thing will come back, you know? And you just have to be real with who you are and what you want to do. And what you want to do. Because honestly, you know, we're not born into evil, sadistic monsters. And if your parents made you that way, if your friends made you that way, you know, there are ways to undo it. But I'm not even saying you need to undo it, man. I'm like, fucking ride the wave. And the consequences will come to you because it is year 2025. And that means for the rest of us who are doing holy things, rare things, stay the fuck inside because these crazy motherfuckers are out. These crazy motherfuckers are doing whatever they want. Whatever they want. They have no regards to the winds, man. Yeah, which can be scary. Of course. Of course. But I think that gives you the freedom too. We just have to have enough confidence in ourselves that we'll be able to manage in a world that really doesn't need us anymore, you know? And just wants us to not be free, but, you know, build our own thing. Go our own way. Because a lot of the shit in this world has already been made for us, already been done for us, already been created and put on here to serve us. And then a lot of motherfuckers want to come on here and serve it back to the things that are already serving us. I'm like, that's not the way to go. We got to go higher. We got to think bigger. We got to think deeper. Because these things that were made for us will be here after we're gone. And then you just served that motherfucker, and he's just, you know, well, I'm glad that guy was there. See you later, bud. You know, no. You got to do whatever ignites your own soul while you are on here, on Earth, on the place that you're in right now. You got to find a way to satisfy that itch in you that I know we all have, that purpose in you that I know we all have. Sorry if I've been in this left ear. I've been kind of leaning over. But you got to find a way to serve yourself, essentially. Because we all serve like incredible masters in our life. I don't know if you've had a shitty boss. I don't know if you've had a shitty friend or even a shitty lover. Yeah, we serve the craziest masters in our lives, guys. But once you start serving yourself for real, I'll tell you, man, things will change. Things will change. The bitches done hopping on your dick, huh? Okay, that was weird. I apologize for that. Do I really, though? Okay. This is going to be kind of a longer one, which I do like. I haven't done a longer one in a while, so I'm having fun with this. The masculinity gets to me whenever I get to talk about it. You know, it gets to me. But yeah, I have noticed that. I've noticed a lot of really, really ruggedly masculine, super, like, testosterone-fueled guys, like the most thinnest, tiniest, petite, kindest, softest girls. And we should not be ashamed of that. We should not. I'm not saying I'm a super rugged, you know, rugged tug cowboy. I'm just saying that's the nature of guys. And we need to stop acting like all this petite shit is weird. Because it may be weird for some people. I'm not saying it's like super regular for everybody. You know, there's a reason busty girls exist. And there's a reason why busty girls are more popular in a solar plexus. Which they're naturally supposed to grow into. But there are different body types, guys. You know? It's just like different male body types. You know, dad bod, slim, thick, slim buff. All this shit. So, you know, I don't know if the stigmatism will ever wear off, really. And I don't really care. Because I'm not the kind of guy who really goes on Twitter and argues with people like that. So it's not really going to bother me. I feel like people on YouTube don't really care. Kind of on Reddit too much, more than I'd like to be. But I feel like people there and, you know, people here just don't really see the bigger picture on these kinds of things. Which scares me, honestly. It's like, how will we be in like 5 years if the world keeps going in this direction? I don't even know if we'll make it through this year, man. Like, with the way LA's looking with the riots, that's just crazy. It's just crazy. Like, will we be able to make it through 2025? Goodness gracious. But whatever happens, guys, we can't forget who we are. We are the humans. We are the creators of the race. And we have the power of the mind. And the mind has the power to change perspectives, change tunes. And of course, I'm not telling you to just give up all your morals because you heard one guy playing Dragon Quest on the interwebs. But what I am telling you is, we have a lot more agency over our own life than we think. You know, you have a lot. You have a lot. We have a lot. And we can do a lot. So I implore you, make your own decisions, especially about things in regards to, you know, not cancel culture, but just, you know, negative biases towards people, because that's what this is really down to the core about. There's just a lot of negative views on the whole gender war. I know if you're a guy, it's very easy to hate girls, and if you're a girl, it's very easy to hate guys, and if you're something in between, it's very easy to hate everybody. And in order to not do that, in order to not be a hateful person towards the world, you gotta jump in some different shoes. You have to. You have to. Because nowadays there are so many different perspectives that we're seeing every day through the lens of the internet. And a lot of people don't just take the lens of the internet and be like, this is a fucking person. Let me think about the results of their actions and really like, let me, if I was them, what would I do? You know, like kind of thing, you know? And people think like, if I was them, what would I do? No, to do this something completely different. But I'm like, no, but you really don't imagine yourself in their shoes when you're saying that, you know? I'm saying like, with all their experiences and the nuance of the situation without knowing the end of it. Mistakes will always happen, but I just have to watch how people, you know, respond. Because mistakes will always happen. And in my eyes, I forget what this motherfucker's name is, but you know, the Streamer Society guy with Tectone, Jesus Christ. Technicals. Streamer University. Did I say Streamer Society? I don't even know what the fuck I'm talking about now. I think his name's Silver something. Silver Haze? That's a weed strain. Anyways. Pixel Drink. Pixel Drink. That's a terrible fucking name. Anyways. Whatever. Over here talking about Pixel Drink. My name's Magic Koopa Mark. Anyways, guys. Pixel Drink. I'm not saying he did nothing wrong. He sounds like a fucking idiot. But he's also younger than me. And I sound like a fucking idiot. So... you know, like, what can you do? Like, how old do we have to be to make money on the internet? Like, what the fuck do you want from me, guys? The thing is, though, I think his first mistake was even having a group chat, even having friends, you know, even having a group, a clique. I know that's how we're supposed to get out of depression. Personally, I don't think that's for me. You know, once again, we're going to go back to the nature thing. Guys, if all of your life you've had the most fun by yourself, and a lot of people still want to be your friend, but you still have the most fun by yourself, guess what you should do? You should be by yourself. What the fuck? Yes, I know, that sounds crazy. But I left a lot of friend groups before, and I haven't missed any of them at all. I'm not even gonna lie. You know, maybe I will when I get back into them and I start talking to people again, but I like the peace. I enjoy it. I value it. I cherish it. And honestly, talking to nobody but this damn microphone, I think it's therapeutic. I really do. And I've been to multiple therapists. I'm not saying they didn't work for me. I'm not saying it was a horrible experience. But I'm saying I can't afford it anymore. So, this is just good enough. You know, this is just good enough. And it's not like therapy is for everyone. But I feel like you do have to do something to get yourself out of this rut, you know? I don't need to say 1,000 times that I want to kill myself. But if I breathe it out, breathe it in, talk it out with someone or someone else, or, you know, just discuss my feelings, I'm going to feel better about it. Instead of just ruminating over it over and over and over again in my head, or going to a therapist and, you know, having them discuss what objectives I'm going through, or, you know, what blockages I may have or something or whatever. You know, like, I could just go through this myself. And honestly, I feel like it's more productive for me. Because it's hard for me to be honest with myself around someone else, weirdly enough. Because the judgment of them is pretty hardcore. For some reason, it's worse when it's a guy than a girl for me, too. And that's super weird for me. I don't know, maybe it's just because I've only had, like, old lady therapists. Maybe if it was a young, hot therapist, I would be more nervous. But yeah. My guy therapist was pretty young, so I was super weirded out talking about my problems around him. Which didn't make it bad, you know, we eventually got comfortable with each other, but, you know, it's just a thing. And once again, guys, I don't think it's for everybody. You know, therapy is a wonderful thing for people who can do it. But I don't think it is for everybody. And I think the fact that a lot of masculine spaces are just kind of pushing this down our throats and being like, you're a guy, you're depressed, you gotta talk to somebody. I'm like, you don't, you know, like we actually don't do that well. That's a problem with guys. It's just communicating feelings and, you know, really getting down to the core of the problem. I really don't. I feel like just as a guy, you got to take action. Like too many of us are just in bed 4 hours a day. Gooning. I'm pointing at myself right now. You can't see it on camera, but I'm pointing at myself. And just taking action, just jumping out of the bed and doing something creative or working out or talking to like one person or walking outside and smiling at a guy or girl and, you know, just doing your thing is going to go so much better. So much better than just ruminating on how shit your life is. Because I know how shit your life is. We probably have the same shit life. I remember fucking last 2 years, man. I just go to work, go home, watch YouTube, play video games, eat, sleep, wake up, go to work. You know, like it was literally a cycle. And like I said, the routine does help, but you gotta break the cycle with things that you actually love to do. Things that actually motivate you to be a better person. And that sounds like a dumb task. Like, what's the point of being a better person, man? Everybody in the world is shit. I think it's hope. I think it's hope. I think that's the one thing we should never lose. I think it's the one thing that a lot of girls have lost. And that's why they're latching on to guys and trying to be a guy. Because the shitty people in life, the shitty guys, the shitty persons that keep getting highlighted, destroy our hope so much that we get so diluted and convinced that the only way is within ourselves and within this masculine girl boss, guy boss stature, you know? And now we're just all main character narcissists trying to wade through the bullshit. It's truly a scary life, guys. It truly is. But you can't walk it alone. You shouldn't walk it alone. At least not forever. At least not forever. That's all I gotta say, guys. We are man, we are woman, we are together. Better together than separate. I have too much advice for the ladies here, because if you haven't noticed, I am not lady. I do not have a vagaget. Hey, here's Pack. Pack and Toad. Together at last. This is actually the last bag quest here. So, we're almost done with the video. Pack and Toad get together. They talk about how good his bag making skills have become and how they're going to be better than each other. I want to be better than you. I want to be better than you. Okay, Toad, I'm going to let you think about that. I'm going to let you think about your competition. So we have a maxed out item slot. Let's think about what to do next. And I hope you guys enjoy your day. I really do. I will see you next time.